Greetings, everyone, and welcome. August the 15th, 2025, pushing about 3:30 p.m. here in Ukraine. I did travel into the night, long, hard night, a little bit of rest, and back at the home base studio so that I can be best prepared to share the information coming out of the Alaska Summit in just about 7 hours. So this is an Alaska Summit preview, and there have been multiple photos and videos that I think are going to tell us what we can expect over the next 24 hours. So let's jump straight to it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, your care, your like, your subscription, and your comments. Make sure that notification bell is on because I'm actually considering going live tonight and just having a conversation during or maybe after the summit is complete. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe drop that in the comments and we'll see if we can work that out. That's always dependent upon conditions here in Ukraine. So let's jump right at it. Here's the summit preview officially. Look, Lavrov arrived and was already trolling the United States and trolling Alaska. This is actually a video of him arriving at the complex there on the airbase.
Сергей Викторович, а вы первый раз на Аляске? Для известия скажите, пожалуйста. Первый?
Бывал я тут уже.
Вам нравится?
Okay, so the guy is asking him, Sergey Lavrov, is this your first time in Alaska? Do you like it? But what I want you to pay attention to is look at the sweatshirt or the sweater that he is wearing.
Сергей Викторович, а вы первый раз на Аляске? Для известия скажите, пожалуйста.
There, you can see it.
Бывал я тут уже.
So what is he wearing? Well, it's the old style CCCP. So if you're old enough in here to remember, during the Soviet Union, CCCP is the Russian equivalent of USSR. And he's wearing that sweatshirt arriving in Alaska for a global summit about the future of American-Russian relations and, most importantly, what they're calling the crisis in Ukraine. But of course, we know and understand the war in Ukraine. Now, he did make a statement, and I wasn't really expecting a statement to be made, but he did make it. So I've translated, voiced that over for you. It's very short, and it tells the whole story. Here it goes. We never plan anything in advance. We know that we have an argument. We have a clear, understandable position. We will present it. Much has already been done here during Steve Witkoff's visits. The president said so, and Witkoff spoke on behalf of President Trump. I hope that tomorrow, we will continue this very useful conversation. So there you have it. That is exactly what I expected from the Russian delegation. I really didn't expect the USSR sweatshirt, but the U.S. is doing its own trolling, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment. There's even talks out and rumors that the Russian delegation was serving chicken Kiev, that chicken dish, on the way to the summit. All kind of stuff happening behind the scenes, guys. But in front of the camera, he's wearing the USSR sweatshirt, and he's saying, we don't really have anything to prepare in advance. We've already made our statement. And I'm suggesting that that will go back to the June 24 presidential statement of Putin, where on our books, Lugansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Kherson, of course, Crimea, and that's just the way it is. So we shall see. I do know that, Witkoff is going as a part of the five. We discussed that last night with Prof. Gertis. Additionally, Rubio and Bessent and National Security Advisor. So Treasury Secretary going. So maybe that's to talk about sanctions or deals. I don't know. And we're not going to speculate. This is just a preview for the facts that we do know as of right now. So let's go to another photo that is so telling. This is actually the scene in Alaska today, or yesterday, and it will be that way today. It is probably still just very early morning there. Stand with Ukraine here. Another photo telling the story. There were many, many Alaskans out. I have a little video of this. You can see the Fred Meyer in the picture. That's a grocery store there in Alaska. Stand with Ukraine. I can see fascists from my house. They're just out in the streets waving Ukrainian flags. Really, really nice look there. Here's the video of it. Talking about the Ukrainian kids abducted. ReleaseTheKids.com. A band playing. See an EU flag. I mean, they got the high school band out there. Ukraine and Alaska, Russia never again. That is what's happening there. We stand with Ukraine. So this is just another preview. I want to have facts only for you. Now, another photo telling the story. Preview of this summit. That says in Russian, sleeping zone. Spalnaya zone. Spalnaya zona. Okay, sleeping area. So Lavrov comes in wearing CCCP. Of course, no way anybody knew that, most likely on the U.S. side. But there's a huge Russian delegation of journalists. Huge. I mean, at least 100. And instead of hotels or somewhere, they are being housed. Well, take a look at the video. Here's another photo here and video that tell the story.
Interesting. Well, it's pretty Spartan here. Looks like Red Cross setup. Everyone gets a pillow and towel. Check out these ceilings. Journalists crash here before the big summit.
So, you know what? Enjoy that. It's not a big hotel, not a big... You don't even have a mattress. You've got a Red Cross cot. So, is that making a statement, or is it truly there's just no room in the inn? I don't know. But the fact is, that's where the Russian delegation of journalists are sleeping. One thing I can guarantee you is the Russian leadership will know that the journalists are sleeping on Red Cross cots. Now, finally, and probably the most important, is what is happening right this very second in Kyiv. And this picture tells the story. You can see here, no land swap. We demand POW swap, all for all. No trust, war, criminal Putin. This is in front of the embassy there in Kyiv. And here, a little bit of video coming in from Kyiv 24 News. No trust, the criminal Putin. Help bring them back. No land swap. We demand POWs, all for all. Free Azovstal defenders. Free all Kremlin captives. My country must be whole. So if you're wondering out there, and this is what we were sharing yesterday, Ukrainians standing for their sovereign nation. 91 borders, and it may seem illogical, and maybe we'll need a negotiation and diplomatic process in the future. But right now, Ukrainians, and that's not government people, that's not Zelensky, that's civilians out there saying, no, this is not going to happen this way. So what do we do right now? We wait. As I told you, wait for facts. So the final preview summary, patience, wait, and remember, the Ukrainians right now are fighting for the freedom this very moment on a very hot day in Ukraine. Thank you. Yes, the temperature here is very hot, but it's going to be hot in multiple ways as the next few hours unfold. Within the next 7 hours, we should have some things going. Thank you for being here. Make sure you have that subscription or notification bell on. I will be updating you completely as this unfolds, and I'll be watching the comments today. Maybe we'll do a live this evening. We'll see what unfolds. You guys that are in my Discord, shoot a message there in the Ukraine chat if you'd like to do a live on this. And if everything's good here, I've had a couple of times with no power, but should be good. Hopefully we can do a live. You guys be blessed, and we'll be back at you very soon.